And you will get to see the features and traditions like the printing and the paper cutting and the cones and drums here. It's quite mysterious. So today we'd like to show you around in this courtyard. And today we have a drone filming competition. Before the competition rolls out, we'd like to interview someone living here to get more information about the village. So, this is the trainer of today's competition. Well, I'm very glad to see you all and to give you some information about today's competition. You can see this is a fixed-wing training plane. It's used for training. And this plane will fly very high, and it's for testing purpose, or mapping, or scouting. Well, you can see these drones are full of wings, multiple wings, because they have multiple functions. Here is another plan, is for showing the acrobatics. It's also a fixed-wing plane. Well, we have seen many kinds of drones, but it's my first time to get so much knowledge about the drones. Well, this is a simulator training section where you can get a hands-on experience about the drones. You will get well trained before you go on a real test. So when the drone fly, what kind of role do they play? How about get into the real field to know face to face? Now we're heading for the competition side of the drones filming competition. And the trainer will bring us closer to the functions and the roles of the modern technology. In several minutes, we will see the play and the flying of the drones. They will perform all kinds of moves for you to see how they fly in air. So, what is more important is to show how the drones perform, what kind of roles of the drones play. Yeah, indeed, because we have different equipments and different technologies. It's our purpose for people to see the drones can play different, can carry out different tasks. For example, we have the multiple rotating wings drones, and also we have fixed wing drones, which can help with scouting and inspection. But the multi-function drones can help with more tasks. And it's easy to handle and easy to control. Only one person can help control the drone. We have seen many filming fans who love the knowledge of drones. But today, I think you have given us more insightful ideas about the drones. I think the people are getting ready, right, for a flying. I have one question. So these trainees must be technicians, or do they hold certificates? Yes, of course, they hold the certificates in order to become a flyer. Because there may be safety risks. We must be highly aware of these risks, and they need to go through 20 to 30 days of training. So they also have to pass the tests of the state administration of air service. So we need to keep away from all kinds of risks caused by these trainees. So these controllers are professionals, right? They hold the certificates, right? Yes. Just now, you told me about the fixed-wing drones and other kinds of drones. So whether these people hold different kinds of certificates according to the type of the drones. Yes. People hold different kinds of certificates based on different kinds of drones. Now, a multi-rotor drone will fly. This is what you're seeing. So they have a super distance, and the trainees will hold a certain kind of a certificate in order to fly this kind of drone. So this is best for the aerial cinematography, right? Yes. So when people go out for traveling, people can also choose to take this kind of drone. Yeah, some people often use the drones for wedding cinematography. So this is quite common in our daily life, but it's my first time to see these kind of drones. I know this village has 4,000 years of history. It's a very ancient village. But the technology is quite modern, so it's quite interesting to see the combination of the ancient village and the modern technology. You know, drone play has been applied more and more in various cases. So please enjoy the show. So for the fixed-wing drones, they need a flight channel. So what is the difference between a fixed-wing and a multi-rotor craft? Well, fixed-wing can fly for even 3 hours or 6 hours or more. But multi-rotors, wow, you can see how magic. They can do a rotating, rolling. And they can do different kinds of stunts. You can see the drone is rolling and flying on its back. So this is rotating stunt. Could you further explain? So it's powered by the engine and pushed into the air. And show you this kind of rolling. So it's called the loss of speed rolling. And now what you can see is a hanging stunt. So you need to be very skillful, right? Yes, the trainee must be have at least 3 years experience of flying. So this is horizontal rotating for you to see from different angles. So this is side back flying. So the stunt drones usually fly in very high into the sky instead of very low. Because if you fly higher, you can see it more clearly. When controlling a multi-rotor craft, people are afraid of the potential safety risks. So how about this kind of fixed-wing drones? Yes, there may be risks. To control the planes well, you need to be very skillful and go through a very long time of training. And you need to show people how it is being controlled. And you don't even have the time to think, have a second thought. Usually, it's just only between 1 and 2 seconds. And you can see the drones are carrying the coupons and the presents. They are dropping the coupons. These are the coupons to this village. So drones are very useful in terms of dropping. And some, if you are creative enough, the drones can help you carry out more functions, not only dropping. And the drones can carry different kinds of weight. Some drones can carry more. So the weight of the drones can carry determines the objects it can carry, right? Yes. So you can see this is just a small box. If we shoot a TV show, or if we it's for disaster relief, it can help carry some necessities people need. And the government can achieve the disaster relief drive in a faster way. Here again comes the presents. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have prepared some gifts for the tourists. I think people will get more interested to see the dropping. And people are highly interactive and people are getting involved in this game. Yeah, we can see that people are really interested in today's show. Can we get a present box? Well, the trainer has another task today, that is to help our online viewers catch a gift box. We can see the true glamour of the drones by see how people are interested in getting the gifts. Sorry, I even as the trainer, I am not able to get a gift box. And the people, especially the kids, are quite happy today to be getting involved. So what are there more to come? So what kind of presents are there? We will give you the answer later. How about we walk inside and check the interior part of the courtyard? After the dropping of the presents is over, we will go into the courtyard. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we decided to take a walk inside the courtyard. As said, this village is crowned as the village, the living fossil of folk architecture, and in 2011, it is included into the list of national intangible cultural heritage. So it enjoys a high position in the national cultural history. So if you have full knowledge of this village, you will know how precious it is. And today, this gentleman will lead us on a journey to the courtyard. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So, Mr. Bai, please take us on a walk inside the courtyard and tell us something about its history. Why is the courtyard built in this way? You know, it's located in the Huangtu Plateau. So, on this plateau, we have to dig beneath the ground and even holes on the walls because it's useful and pragmatic and expanded the living space of the residents. It's quite different from the buildings that we built on the ground, so it's underground architecture. Because we have more space when we dig underground. Because this area has a very special terrain, we have a lot of valleys. Wherever there is a valley, we dig a cave. Quite well known as the northern part of Shanxi. So won't people be worried about the water and drainage? If you check out around the courtyard, it's quite a square. So the middle part of it is called a well. It's called a silo. So the drainage is mostly done in the middle part of the courtyard. So this position is where the drainage goes. If there is some drizzles, the water will be discharged here. You know, the soil, the yellow soil here can absorb the water very quickly if there are small drills. But if there are stronger rains, then we have another discharging path. We only have the annual raindrops is only 500 millimeters. So we can discharge all the annual raindrops in one trial. So the water will not threat the courtyard. However, the water on the ground, above the ground, cannot be discharged beneath. So we have two drainage systems. One is inside the courtyard. Another is for the water above the ground. They have a different drainage path. So it means you are taking advantage of the local terrain and helping with the drainage. Yes, exactly. So the local residents are really wise in discovering this way of living. You know, this village has 4,000 years of history. It's the oldest folk architecture in human history. So in 2012, we were visited by a local leader who commented that this village is the village below horizon and also a living fossil in folk architecture. You know, the living fossil of folk architecture is really a prestigious name. I think you are also taking advantage of the natural law and following the natural law. Because around this area, drainage issue is the biggest issue. So you are obeying the national law. I think you have a very good point. Well, this is very typical courtyard. Well, in the beginning of this live stream, I told online viewers that the residents love darkness. You can see from the color of the doors and also paper cutting, all dark color. You know, the origin of the Chinese culture is the book of I Ching. And we also have the 8 trigrams. You know, the darkness represents water because people have to rely on the weather to be fed. So people rely on water to be happy. So darkness, the dark color represents people's great aspirations for a happy life. In the past, the elder generation prefer a dark hat, dark garment, and dark shoes, and also the same for the furniture. We have the dark furniture. Even for the wedding house, they are decorated in darkness, in dark. You can also see the dark paper cutting. This represents the sound aspirations for a happy life. This area is quite dry. Every year, only 500 millimeters of raindrops. You may not know too much about this, but this place is really dry, and this is quite a rare weather. So it's quite rare for a place to have only 500 millimeters of annual raindrops. You know, Mr. Bai has lived here for his whole life. And he said this village is the living fossil of folk architecture. Actually, here we have built a folk culture museum. You know, so over 100,000 people are still living here across more than 10,000 courtyards. Still, they have preserved the ancient way of living, and they can unfold a lot of folk art memory. For example, the paper cutting, the wrap paper cutting. So what is wrap paper cutting? So let's check out what is wrap paper cutting. Hi there. So are you a local resident? So she is the carrier of the paper cutting memory. I'm cutting a tiger. So we are the top 1 village of China's paper cutting. So we have very high academic value. You know, darkness, the dark color is the color of this province, especially for paper cutting. Well, the tiger paper cutting hasn't been finished, so I cannot show you now. You know, dark color has become the color of this village. But during the festive occasions, we do not use dark color. And later on, people find that darkness is quite solemn and very beautiful and represent the great aspirations of the local residents for a happier life. That's why people choose darkness as the local color. So the paper cutting is black, the furniture is black. It represents the local people's aspiration for a wealthy life. You know, a paper cutting represents great good wishes of the people for a good harvest and a good life. Well, our paper cutting is different from that of other areas because when people do paper cutting here, they sing along. So when the sing is done, the paper cutting is also done. So Ms. Huang could also show us the wrap paper cutting. Could you translate what she has sung? What I have sung is the main idea is about during the spring. In spring, the flowers are in full blossom. So what she sang is the 12 months of flowers. So what she sang is what she cut. So each month we have a representative flower. And all kinds of flowers of the 4 seasons have been included in her song. Please correct me if I am wrong. I think the wrap paper cutting represents a good mindset of the people. It means you are happy and content with your life, right? Yes. Well, this is another kind of paper cutting here. I will try to explain. If the paper cutting is a pure black or pure red, that's for most cases, but here we have mixed color paper cutting. So it's dyed paper cutting. So it's a combination of painting and paper cutting, which filled the blank in China's paper cutting history. So in this kind of paper cutting, there is no single color, which is quite dull. That's why we invented the multicolor paper cutting. So this is another provincial level on intangible cultural heritage. So this is Ms. Zhu. She is already 69 now. So could you explain your technique? Printing is quite a time-honored technique of this locality, which has been around for thousands of years. Actually, the technique has been lost for hundreds of years, and not until 2008 did this technique was picked up again. Because it represents the traditional memory of Chinese culture, folk culture, and we need to pass on this traditional technique. So how does this technique come along? Well, literally the technique is called pure plant printing. So you use a wooden club to press out the plant. Then you get the paint. This is a local plant, peculiar to the region. So the water and the color of this plant will be squeezed out and inked on the paper. And we will use some technique to keep the color on the paper. So So you never get a repetitive painting. Each painting is unique. I will show you this. So this is leaf, this is the petal. It takes the same shape of the original plant. And you can also see the color is black, but for this is different. Because I am also good at paper cutting, so I incorporated the shape of a paper cutting on this painting. So the paper cutting is combined with printing technique. And you can see the shape of the plant. It's pressed out by the wooden club. So this is an innovative technique of the locality. I can see you are putting more efforts in preserving the folk art and the folk memory. Yes. I think this will help you spread out the memories of the ancient culture and get people know more about your history. That's true. Today we have shown you two traditional techniques. One is paper cutting and one is printing. You know, for a layman and a senior man, you have different knowledge of the techniques. But we have more techniques, like a sugar painting, for example, which is still seen until today. But I think your techniques are really modern and popular. So these are the passages to the courtyards. Well, these are actually the exits. These connect the courtyards to the ground, which are called the door holes. And sometimes you find you are under the sunshine, and sometimes you find you are in darkness. There is an old saying that when you enter the village, you don't see people. And when you see the trees, you don't see the village. If we check from above, you can see this is a cave. And this is the underground architecture. And it represents a local philosophy because it's a square. But if you check underground and see above, then you can see the harmony of the heaven and the people. And you will also see the courtyard is square, but the sky is round. So the architecture is very special. The folk memory are also very precious and kept until today. I believe the drop-in gift session has finished, so let's go back to the site of the competition. In the beginning of today's live stream, I was told that this village has 4,000 years of history, and the village is called the living fossil of the folk architecture. You know, in summer, it's quite cool, but in winter, it's warm. We don't use air conditioners at all. So in summer, it's never hot. So why is that? Because the yellow soil can breathe. You know, the outdoor temperature can be very high in summer, but indoor, because of the yellow soil, the temperature can be very low. It can keep away the high temperature. So in winter, it's the opposite. It can keep you warm and keep away the coldness. So that's why we say the yellow soil can breathe. So in winter, the temperature is above 12 degrees Celsius. In summer, even some areas have 40 degrees Celsius, but here we only have 22. So how big is this area? Well, in total, 5 square kilometers. Here we have 98 silo caves, and we have developed 45 of them. Well, I believe this is also part of your poverty relief drive, right? Yes, the development of this underground architecture has 2 functions. First, it promoted the development of the local village. And second, it improved our people's life. So this area is called the Beijing Village. It is a tourist attraction. Well, 116 jobs have been provided in this village. And we have attracted 37 business shops. And each year we made 3 million RMB of incomes from tourism. So on average, each year, each person's income is increased by 3,000 RMB. So the local rural force, the workforce has been transferred to the tourism, and they have been lifted out of poverty. And the tourism has also promoted the development of other industries, for example, catering, the hotel, and sales of agricultural products. We also have opened supermarkets. So tourism has promoted the development of all industries. I can see why it is called the living fossil of folk architecture. I was told by Mr. Bai that each year the people's income has increased by more than 3,000 RMB. So not only people's income has increased, the tourism industry has prevented the people from falling back into poverty again. So tourism is what we are relying on to support the development of the area. And the people have become rich because of tourism. So today we have seen many tourists, and they are promoting the development of the local village. So today we are not only watching the show of the drones, we are trying to get what the drones are bringing to the local economy. Because the drones represent a move from the locality to increase their income and economy. So thank you, Mr. Bai, and now we are returning to the competition site. Now we are watching. The drones can help with killing the pesticides. it can help killing the pests for 100 acres of fields per day. So it makes the rural life more efficient and agriculture more efficient. So the drones can help designing the flying routes themselves. So the local residents don't have to worry about how to use the drones and how the drones will fly. We can design the routes first, and the local residents can improve how the pests are killed. So the drones are spraying the pesticide. And the drones truly work in spraying the pesticides. Well, this is the gift that Mr. Ma is sending our online viewers. This is our special gift. So I have to receive this gift box on behalf of the online viewers. Let's check what message has been written on this. CCTV online viewers, welcome to Henan Province. So this is our gifts. This is the mascot. You know, Henan Province is very famous. You know, the Emperor Xuanyuan built the capital in this area. So every year on the 3rd of March, we will hold a ceremony to pay our tribute to the ancestors. You know, in China's top 100 family names, Henan has 78. So many people come to Henan to seek their origins. Henan culture has also enjoyed a long history. So that's why we say Henan Province is the hometown of the Chinese people. You can see this drone helps passing the information. It's recorded in air, especially some emergent information. It helps with not only the scouting, but also help sending some reminders. It has a lot of cameras, including infrared cameras, which can detect people and things in darkness. It can also film the area for collecting evidence. So it has sensors. So it is used by the policemen and also help with disaster relief. For example, if some people fell into the river, then it can help deliver a safety belt. So it's used for cinematography and also disaster relief. If there is a fire or earthquake, it's very hard for people to get into the site or walk very fast into the site. And it could be very dangerous for people to get in near the site. So that's why the drones can replace the labor force. and help with the disaster relief. Although the drones are very small, they can play a big role. So I'd like to thank you very much for giving us some professional knowledge about the drones and what they can do. So they work well in terms of agriculture production, the disaster relief, the homeland security and mapping, etc. The drones can also help people prevent unnecessary risks or loss and help people achieve a task in a faster way. I can feel through today's live stream that this old village is actually quite modern. It has been, there have been many new elements added to the old village. And the tourist attraction is open at 9 every day, so we have seen a lot of people today. And I have truly tasted the flavor of the folk art. Just now, I was told by the local resident, Mr. Bai, that this area is quite old, but I don't think it's old. If you see from above, it's a pit. But if you walk beneath the ground, you can see it's well planned. And it's very beautiful. If you feel like taking a walk around here and experience the local life and have a stay here and taste the local food. I can see here are some virtual equipment where you can test and experience. Well, these are laymen. For the training of the laymen, they have to work on the simulator first in order to fly a real drone. So can I also have a try on the simulator? Yes. There is a kid controlling the simulator. Oops, there seemed to be a little mistake. Let me show you. This is a fixed-wing drone. So you control this craft like this and make it turn. Well, this is too professional. I can hardly understand. You need to keep your eyes on the drone and pull it up and keep it balanced. And if you turn left, it will turn left. And when you turn it to the left, you need to pull it up a little bit to keep it balanced. So if you push it up with your left hand, it will give it more oil and more power. It will fly faster. You're doing very well. So the left and right hands need to work together in order to control the drone. No matter it's for a fixed-wing drone or a multi-rotor craft. You need to have professional skills in order to control the crafts. and you need to hold certificates in order to fly. Yeah, we have to comply with the standards set by the National Administration of Air Service.
可能刚刚我们很多网友也通过我们播放的一些镜头，去感受到了无人机下面不同的这个地下。
I think the online viewers have get some knowledge about the village, about the site. So thank you very much for taking us on a walk around here. So if you see from above, you will have a more grand or more panoramic image. But if you're working as a part of it, then you will have a different taste of the village. Well, Mr. Ma has shown us the glamour and the stunts of the drones. If you are interested, I believe the competition will last for several days until tomorrow. So we have one day to go. If you are interested, you can come here and join the competition and experience the glamour of the drones. So thank you, Mr. Ma. In today's live stream, So, dear online viewers, in today's live stream, I believe you have seen the courtyard, the underground courtyard. It is located in the west of Henan Province. It's a peculiar form of folk architecture, and it's called the living fossil of folk architecture. And this place is also called the Folk Art Museum, and we have seen the local techniques. And this is a part of the local poverty relief drive and has boosted the income of the local residents. Each year, people's income increased by 3,000 RMB per person per year. So we can see from the stunts of the drone competition that it has promoted the development of the local economy and the local tourism. And this competition will last until tomorrow. If you're interested, you can just come along here, all the way here, and to watch the show for your own eyes. And also watch for yourself this underground village. So that's the very end of today's live stream. Thank you very much for watching.